At almost 62, I've finally learned how to live completely unbothered. So grab a snack, come on back, let's have a chit chat. At almost 62 years young, I've learned one of the most valuable lessons in life. And that is peace comes when you stop letting other people's opinions control how you feel. It's simple. So in this video, I'm sharing how I've learned to live an unfazed and unbothered life, especially as a content creator on YouTube. Especially, when you put yourself out there online, people will always have opinions. They always will. But learning how to protect your peace, that's a superpower. And I have that power. I have been granted that superpower. So, I'm sharing my mindset shifts that help me stay grounded. That's what I'm sharing here. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy this video. Over the last few weeks, I've had a lot of time to reflect, to grow, and honestly, just humble myself a little bit. And one thing I realized is that life gets a whole lot lighter when you decide to become completely unfazed and unbothered by outside opinions. When you decide that, right? We don't have control over what other people think. We don't. At almost 62 years young, yes, I'll be 62 on August 9th of this year, I've learned that protecting your peace is one of the most powerful decisions you can make. It's one of the most powerful decisions you can make. And today, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how to live an unfazed, unbothered life, especially when you're someone who shares your life online. Especially, we all do that here, right? Most of us here who are watching this are content creators. We share our life online. When we were younger, right? You spent a lot of time worrying about what other people think about you, right? You worry about what they say. You worry about how they see you. You worry about whether they approve of you. But as you get older, something really beautiful happens. Something beautiful happens. You start to realize that other people's opinions don't define your reality. They don't. They don't define you. Other people's opinions about you mean diddly squat. They don't define you. They don't define your character, not at all. They don't define your worth at all. At all. And they definitely don't define your purpose. Absolutely not. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned in life is this. What other people say about me is none of my business. It's none of my business, right? And that may sound strange at first, but think about it. People speak from their own experiences, their own emotions, and their own perspectives. So what they say is actually more about them projecting than it is about you. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say that again so you can listen to what I'm saying, so you can hear what I'm saying. People speak from their own experiences, their own emotions, and their own perspectives. So what they say is actually more about them projecting their BS onto you than it is about you. That part. And when you truly understand that, something amazing happens. You become unbothered. Unbothered, unfazed, and unbothered. You stop reacting to every little thing. You stop trying to explain yourself to anyone because you don't need to do any of that. You stop carrying the weight that was never yours to carry in the first place. Never yours to carry in the first place, beloved. And you start focusing on the things that actually matter. Your peace, your family, your creativity, and your purpose. And for me, being a content creator means sharing parts of my life online. That's what I do. That's why my channel is authentic. That's why I'm vulnerable. You can come here at any time. I'm crying or something is going on because I have real emotions and real feelings. R-E-A-L. I don't get up here and perform for a real. R-E-E-L. There's a difference. There's a big difference. And you have to keep those performances up. The people that come on here and pretend that, you know, they're not this and they're not that, but they got to put on this this thing, yo. Right? I don't have to do that. What you see is what you get. What I say is what I mean, and what I mean is what I say. That's it. I don't have to go from day to day and wonder, oh my God, how was I yesterday? What did I say yesterday? What did I do yesterday? Oh my goodness. We don't have to do any of that over here, right? At all. At all. So when you do that, right, you learn quickly that not everyone will understand you because they won't, because they don't understand the real. Everybody understands fake and phony, but they don't understand real. They don't. And that's okay, because not everyone is meant to understand your journey. They're absolutely not. Some people will love what you do. Some people will scroll past. And some people will have their own opinions, and that's okay. But the secret to staying joyful is not letting any of that shake you. Not at all. Not letting any of that shake you, because when you know who you are, outside noises, they lose their power. Outside noise loses its power. When you know who you are, you don't have to worry about all of that. You don't. At this stage of my life, I choose peace. I choose peace. I choose joy, because that's what I'm here to do, spread the joy. I choose creativity, because that's what I love to do here. And most importantly, I choose to stay, what? Unfazed and unbothered, baby. That's what I choose to stay. Life is too short to spend it worrying about voices that don't truly know your heart. Worrying about people saying this and saying that and saying this and saying that. And the people here that you think are for you, they're not. I went into a couple of live streams yesterday, right? And the people that are in these live streams asking the stupidest questions of people who are mentally ill. It's like, what? Alexis? Oh, she did that? KK? It's so funny to me. It's so funny to me. It really is, you know? So if you're watching this today and you've been feeling weighed down by other people's opinions, I want to remind you. I want to remind you of something, right? You are allowed to live your life authentically. Yes, you are. That's what I do. You're allowed to do that too. You're allowed to grow. You are allowed to evolve. And you are allowed to protect your peace at whatever cost. You are allowed to protect your peace. The right people will always find you. They will. And you will know that. And as time goes on here, we get attached to people here, but then we realize those aren't our people and we have to let them go. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's okay. That's okay. The people who are meant to walk alongside you will appreciate exactly who you are. They definitely will. You know, to stay focused is what I tell myself, right? And it's what I make a promise to myself every day. I make that promise to myself every day to stay focused on the good. To keep creating, because I'm never going to quit and nobody's going to bully me off of this platform. Absolutely not. to keep living joyfully, and to stay completely unbothered. Completely unbothered. If you're someone who believes in protecting your peace and living authentically, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. This is a space for positivity and real life. R-E-A-L, not R-E-E-L. So, on that note, Lexi and Yappy, we out of here. I'm so glad that you came and you listened, and I hope that something in this video resonated with you today. So, deuces. See you on the flip side.